Hello EOS community, Ross here from EOSphere, and today I am super excited to walk you through our updated EOS Voter voting portal. One of the biggest improvements we had is now we support HTTPS with a EV SSL certificate, meaning that any interaction you have with our web portal is going to be encrypted, as well as any of the transactions that you send to the EOS blockchain through the scatter extension are now also going to be encrypted. Because we have a EV, otherwise known as an extended validation certificate, you can be sure that if it says EOSphere Pty Ltd in the top left, that you are in fact connected to this website, and you're not being faked by a website that has a 0 instead of an O or a 5 instead of an S. The other thing to mention is we'll be using obviously the scatter extension. The scatter Chrome extension stores your keys locally on the PC in an encrypted wallet. Your keys are never transmitted over the internet. Alright, so let's get cracking. The first thing we need to do is install Scatter, and the easiest way to do that is off our website, say sign in with Scatter to vote. And what it's going to do is it's going to try and detect to see if we have Scatter, and because we don't, it's going to say, would you like to download it? So we say download. You'll see we'll be directed to the scattereos.com website. That's also secure. And we're going to click on Get Chrome Extension because we are using Chrome. We're going to click on Add to Chrome, and we're going to click on Add Extension. And now Scatter has successfully been added to Chrome. There's one extra step we can do just to ensure that we do have the official Scatter extension, is click on the top right, the 3 dots, click on that, go down to More Tools, and then go down to Extensions. And these are all the extensions that I've got installed, and you can see there's Scatter. But if we click on the top right here to Developer Mode, we get a little bit more information about which version of Scatter is installed. Version 503, and this is the ID. If it has this ID, you can be sure that you have the official Scatter extension. I'll put this ID in the video description. All right, let's go and configure Scatter now. The first thing we need to do is configure a local password. This is a local password for your local Scatter wallet. We click Create New Scatter. It'll give you a mnemonic. You can write this down so you can recover your wallet. So I wrote it down. The first thing we need to do is install the key pairs that we got when we registered our EOS tokens. And these are the key pairs for the EOS network, not from what you had from Ethereum. This is the actual EOS key pairs. If we click on that, we can click on the top here when it says new. And now we have to give it a name. So we'll just call it key pair. And we have to put in our private key. I've actually just copied and pasted it now. Do not click on generate new key. You actually want these keys to be the ones that we're going to use to interact with the EOS blockchain. And then click on save. Now we've saved our keys. Now we need to link an identity to it. If you go to identities, it randomly creates a new one for you. We'll just delete that one and create a new one. You can't change the identity name. We'll just go with whatever random one they give us. But it is now how we need to bind that through to the key. So if we click on none, you can see there's key pair. So that's the key that we want to bind through to this identity. We click on import. It'll then say, do you want to use the active or only key? When we vote, we only ever use the active key. And then say use selected account. And now it's very important to click save. Often everybody just sort of jumps out of this. Click save to ensure that it's bound. So now we have an account bound to our test account. So your key is now connected to this identity. Now we can go back to the EOS website, the EOSphere EOS Voter website. Click go back. And now click on the process again, sign in, and you can see that it wants to know if it can use that identity, random royalty, and you can see there's it's going to randomly give you a different account name every time. You can see it's EOS Voter test is what we're using. Select identity, accept, and there we go. That's how easy it is. Now you can choose for any of the block producers that you've obviously done your due diligence on and who you think are going to be best for the EOS platform. So we'll just choose one for a test, and we click on cast vote. That's who we want to vote for. There'll be one more check which will come through from Scatter itself. You can see that it happens to be using one of our nodes in order to communicate to the blockchain. But what we're going to do now, we'll just check it. EOS Voter test is going to vote for EOS DAC. Accept. Then your vote was successfully submitted successfully. There's the transaction ID, looking good. So hopefully that is much simpler than what we've had before, and it's going to be easy for everybody to go and vote. Thanks again to Scatter and Ennis James for incorporating the SSL updates, as well as a few other usability updates in the actual extension itself. And yep, leave your comments below.